Good day to you students. As promised, we would give you an example of how to build up a research proposal. To show you how to build up a research proposal, I have chosen to show you a very good research report, which is similar to a research proposal. It contains more information, of course. So what we see here is the title page or the front page, and it has a title which is compelling and information about the study she did. This was done by Mariana de Fuenta. She was a graduation student from last year and she graduated with an 8.5, if I'm remembering correctly. So, title page. Then the second page is a page where you can put all the information about you and your team. So again, the title of the study, but information about herself, about her research questions, about the keywords, and so on and so on. You can also put here the names of your teams and your team member. So then she had a sort of a preface. For you, you can skip the preface, of course. The next page would be the management summary, but the management summary is only intended for a research report and not for a research proposal. The management summary can be compared to the abstract. However, it's slightly longer and it's intended for the management of a company, so they know what has been done, what has been researched, what conclusions were there, and what should we do now. So, table of contents. Don't forget the table of contents. So, in the table of contents, you have the main chapter, so the introduction, theoretical framework, conceptual framework, maybe, methodology, and that is it for your research proposal. Results, etc. are left out for you. List of abbreviations that she used in the research proposal or in the research report can be added as well later on. So, for the introduction, as you can see, she is clearly stating where it comes from, why she's doing it, and how it relates to previous studies. So it's an introduction to the topic. So she brings us towards the topic of human resource management in relation with a video resume. And she explains the tool, and she explains here the company. So what you do in your research proposal is the same. So for one of the cases, introduce the case, introduce how it relates to your study, and introduce what you're going to do. You may already use literature there to support your introduction. We scroll down a bit, and what you see in her introduction, we have the research questions. This is very nice because if you have your introduction, your problem, and your research questions in there, then the reader is taken along into the story. So, okay, what are we looking for? So, she has a main research question, and then later on she has some sub-questions. What we want you to do, have at least one main research question and look which questions could be smaller sub-questions than the main research questions. Then she's going into the theory. So what is known already about the subject? As her subject was human resource management and recruitment, then she first starts with explaining the whole area of recruitment and job search procedures. So in this case, employee recruitment is defined as any activity that influences the numbers and types of individuals being part of applicants' pool who are willing to apply for a specific position. So this is not her own words, but it comes from Breyo 2008 and Equinox 2018. It defines both sides of the employment process. And if we continue, then she explains what this employment process is, how job search behaviors work, and they mainly focus on factors that lead to a potential candidate to a job opening. Then she uses a framework she found in the theory. So the ASE, the Attraction, Selection, Attrition framework. And if we look further down, then this figure explains how this works. So this is a model of how people go for recruitment. So there is an individual level and there's an organizational level. So two levels, and and those levels have to come together. She continues about the whole process of recruiting and selecting, and then the next step is, okay, we want to do recruiting with video resumes. Can that be done, and how does it work, and how easy is it, and what should it contain? So now she goes into the discussion about video resumes. She makes a definition of a video resume, and then continues, tells a story, then video resumes in the recruitment process. She comes with some examples from literature, of course, and continues. She comes with a second model here. So relevance, availability, detection, utilization. So this model shows us how the steps are taken for video podium. So it should be relevant, it should be available, it should be detected, and it should be usable. So this is telling me how she's working. Then she comes to her product, the video podium, and how video podium can be used within this whole framework of what she told in the story. Then she comes to the conceptual framework, so the gap in the theoretical framework. So actually she leads us to the problem here. However, little is known about video resumes on an applicant's evaluation. So that is what she wants to find out. This is the main reason why this study focuses on the role of video resumes as an application method in order to recruit a candidate. Additionally, the study analyzes a tool for the purpose of recording video resumes, the video podium. So firstly, she's going to look into, does it work, video resumes? Secondly, she's going to look into, okay, and how can video podium help? So this is the media part of her study. She explains this very clearly how she's going to do it. She also explains here in the previous model, the multi-model, which part of the whole process she's going to analyze. So here is perception, job organization and attraction, and employment. That part is what she is looking at. Scroll down, then the research aim, to exploit the potential of video resumes in the recruitment field in different settings and gather different opinions of recruiters, HR managers, in order to match this potential with the tool developed by Imagine People, the video podium. So to make easy video resumes. And she's going back to her research questions, which are posted earlier, but now you can see that these research questions follow logically from the theoretical framework. Next to that, so she has her research questions, she has her theoretical framework, she has her introduction. Now she has to define, how do I obtain my data? What should I do? How should I get results which are usable for my company? Firstly, she's doing qualitative research aimed to understand the myriad of meanings that people make on video resumes. So she's talking to people. A qualitative study design was not merely focused at two cases and opinions of experts, but on the context. Secondly, she's doing small quantitative research to get more insight into the effectiveness of video resumes in comparison to traditional written resumes. Then she's talking about how she's going to collect the data. The qualitative data was collected using in-depth interviews, how the groups were built up, and the last part, then the quantitative data was collected using a qualitative survey powered by Breda University. The questions can be found in blah blah blah. In this case, a quasi-experiment was used to compare the outcomes. So that she had a video resume and a written resume. She randomly assigned them to the viewer, and this is the way she would see if there's a difference between the work and the effect of a video resume and a written resume. The sample was randomized, which means that a group of people were exposed to the video and the other one was exposed to a traditional written resume. The instrument included a questionnaire, was one of the two fictive video resumes. In this case, the questionnaire included general questions such as gender, age and profession. The setting, so how was it set, so where did they see it, how was it done, so make it clear how, in which setting you obtained the data. Which, next to it, the participants and sample. So how were they selected, how were they obtained, and how many did we need? Also for the qualitative and also for the quantitative. And then last but not least, how will we get to the results? So how did we analyze the data? And the themes which were discussed there. There were some limitations, of course. So, okay, it is so as we work on research, there are always limitations. So think of the limitations in your research. And of course, you need to think about ethical considerations. So, and actually, that would be the end of your proposal. I will post both this video and the original document to Teams, so you can all look at the proposal or look at the report and make use of it as a part of your learning experience. So read the complete report, read how she built it up, and use this knowledge to build up your own research proposal. There's one thing I want to make sure you understand. If you look at the methodology section here, you see the participants were given a consent form. Were given is past tense. However, in the proposal, it would be the participants will be given a consent form because it's in the future. So that's the main difference in the methodology section of a report against a proposal. The proposal future tense, the report past tense, because you already have done it. Okay, I hope this helps you to understand how to create a research proposal, and I hope it helps you to create your own research proposal. So next week we hope to see perfect research proposals from you guys. Thank you for your time and good luck with creating your research proposal.